Good evening once again. Welcome to Entertainment Spectrum. I'm Erwin K. Roberts. Tonight we're at the home of Dr. James Lutzenheizer, senior member of the Kansas City Film Critics Circle. We're here for the 23rd year in a row, well, not me, but Dr. Lutzenheizer and a couple of others, to vote on the Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards for the best films and performances in 1988. Come on along, we'll show you some of the discussion, the voting, and talk to a few people.
All right, those voting for Martin Landau for Tucker, raise their hands, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 votes. Okay. Those for Dean Stockwell for Married to the Mob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How did the votes stand now?
Well, it's 5, 5, 5. See, like anyone for Landau willing to switch, or Stockwell, or for Cruz.
What's it worth?
I don't know, a piece of cake from Marie, or...
As far as I know, having a tie doesn't up the expenses for
That's
this
true.
party.
Well, of course, we all have to give them those statuettes, which everyone kicks in for, you know. We all take all right, we declare a three-way tie. Three-way tie. This is the first time in the history of the Kansas City Film Critics Circle there has been a three-way tie.
You don't think you should send a committee out to a smoke-filled room to really resolve this, do you?
Let's see, who didn't send me a preliminary ballot in? But they're not here, so it's too late. Okay, now we get to the final page, and we'll start on the bottom in the Best Actress race. Does anybody choose to make any nominations on the floor to add to this sterling list of 7 performances by marvelous actresses?
Well, Pia Zadora didn't have a movie this year, so that kind of...
Wales Award.
Doug, did Kathleen Wilhoit have anything out this year?
She didn't show up this year. I'm worried about her.
Okay. Anybody want to make a nomination from the floor? If not, we'll have 2 votes on this first ballot then. And we'll start out with those voting for Glenn Close for Dangerous Liaisons, raise their hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 votes for Glenn Close. Okay, those voting for Meryl Streep, raise their hands for A Cry in the Dark. Only 2 votes for Meryl Streep. Any more Michelle Pfeiffer votes? Okay, 1 for Married to the Mob. Melanie Griffith for Working Girl. 1, 2. Okay. Sigourney Weaver for Gorillas in the Mist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And last but not least, Christine Lottie for Running on Empty. 1. Okay. Betty Quinn.
Glenn Close 10, Meryl Streep 2, Jodie Foster 6, Michelle Pfeiffer 1, Melanie Griffith 2, Sigourney Weaver 7, and Christine Lottie 1.
Okay, I see 3 front runners here. Glenn Close for Dangerous Liaisons, Jodie Foster for The Accused, and Sigourney Weaver for Gorillas in the Mist. So we'll now vote on that, and there'll just be 1 vote for each person on this category. Start out with Glenn Close for Dangerous Liaisons. Let's raise our hands for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll make that 6. Okay. Jodie Foster for The Accused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Jodie Foster. And 3. Okay, Betty?
Glenn Close 6, Jodie Foster 5, Sigourney Weaver 3.
Okay, that means we'll at least 4, 5, 6 for Glenn Close. Those for Jodie Foster for The Accused. 1, 2, 3, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Somebody is not voting.
So glad.
Did you vote?
Yes, I voted. Did someone skip Lynn for Mississippi Burning? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Jeremy Irons for Dead Ringers. Votes for 1, 2, 3. Tom Hanks.
Jeremy Irons fan club
Tom
over here.
Hanks for Big and for Punchline.
No, you gotta keep
No,
them separate.
separate.
Separate?
Separate, you gotta keep them separate.
Well, they don't in other critics groups.
I don't think it's just Tom Hanks.
All right.
Okay.
the
1,
same guy.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. John Malkovich, Dangerous Liaisons. 1, 2, 3. William Hurt for Accidental Tourist.
An accidental movie.
1.
He slept through half of the film, how can you nominate
So
him?
did I.
That you're
not nominated.
Robert Butler, I think, or somebody. We can't.
I
Anyone
remember
let
that
you
was when I asked him the last time. Maybe he'll let John do it.
All right.
I don't want anybody to vote twice. As long as Betty catches it.
I wish this outfit was on.
I
it.
didn't
That's what I
understand
want.
about John's hand being up twice, John Stewart.
Well, there were two
Well, I
different
only
hands.
vote for
it's,
one hand.
No, I was counted one.
Oh, well, who was the other
Yeah.
vote then for Mike?
Right
Keaton?
behind Marie Cook.
Oh, okay.
All right, the
John was holding
tabulation.
her hand.
Dustin Hoffman, 9, Gene Hackman, 7, Jeremy Irons, 3, Tom Hanks, 5, John Malkovich, 3, William Hurt, 1, and Michael Keaton, 2.
So we have 3 front runners here. Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man, Gene Hackman, Mississippi Burning, and Tom Hanks for Big and Punchline. Okay, 1 vote only on this category. I hope we have all 15 voting on this. No abstentions.
Now, this is one vote.
1 vote. Okay, Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man. Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, I'll tell you,
Does that give you a hint?
he wouldn't have been so good if it wasn't for Tom Cruise, I'll tell you that.
Good point.
Right.
Good
Say
point
nothing
from
of Barry
Riley.
Levinson.
Okay, Gene Hackman, Mississippi Burning. 2, 3, 4, 5 for Gene Hackman, and Tom Hanks for Big and for Punchline.
No, we'll do it.
1. Okay, Betty?
Dustin Hoffman, 9, Gene Hackman, 5, Tom Hanks, 1.
Okay, so Dustin Hoffman is declared the winner for Rain Man. And nominations, does anyone choose to make any other nominations from the floor? Did you say Hairspray?
No, I voted for it.
Yes.
Only I got enough here.
Last Temptation of Christ.
Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Gonna get us in trouble.
Good, come after me.
I nominate Satanic Verses.
No, it hasn't been made
Okay.
into a movie yet.
Next week.
Next week.
Okay.
Miniseries.
Now,
We played a
2
3-2
votes
unit.
apiece in the first time around here. Okay, those voting for Rain Man, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, Mississippi Burning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There were 5 here. He was the Johnny
Wait
Gunn
again.
lately.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dangerous Liaisons. 1, 2, 3, 4.
James, is this a 2 or
Yeah,
1? 2.
5 for Dangerous Liaisons. Accidental Tourist.
Throw him out, throw him out.
It's gonna be good for you.
I think it'd be my best product over the next couple of years.
Could be 7 of those be.
I mean, half the screen's cut off part of the image anyway.
Oh yeah, I've sat in the theater where the film was out. I sat in the theater when the
Tested a 16-millimeter concept at one of their Burbank Tenplex. And it's, you know,
No statues, no plaques.
And no pitback buttons. And how do you feel about the...
I was gonna say, there's a small auditorium, it might not be too bad.
I have that.
Well, the votes are all in, folks, and joining me is the chairman of the Kansas City Film Critics Circle, or I don't know exactly what the title is, but that's the effective effect. Dr. James Lutzenheizer, and can you tell our audience how the voting went tonight?
Yes, I can. We held our 23rd annual meeting, and we selected for Best Picture of 1988, Rain Man. Best Actor, Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man. Best Supporting Actor, Tom Cruise for Rain Man. And Best Director, Barry Levinson for Rain Man. For Best Actress, we had Jodie Foster winning for The Accused in a close race over Glenn Close for Dangerous Liaisons. Best Supporting Actress went to Frances McDermott for Mississippi Burning, in a close race with Sigourney Weaver for Working Girl. And Best Foreign Film went to the Danish film Babette's Feast. And for our Best Documentary, we chose The Thin Blue Line.
Now, what do you say to people who say, well, I never even had a chance to see these films? Didn't some of them get very little play in this town?
Some of them got very minimal play, but most of these that won had a nice play, like Babette's Feast played several weeks. It was at the Tivoli, and then the Fine Arts brought it back. The Thin Blue Lines had about 3 weeks run in town. But the other films, of course, Rain Man is prominently playing now.
It'd probably be playing until summer, if I'm any judge.
Right.
In 23 years, this is the first time that, according to the notes I took, for supporting actor, there's been a three-way tie.
That's right. I should have mentioned that. We had 3 supporting actors, in addition to Tom Cruise for Rain Man. He was tied with Dean Stockwell for Married to the Mob and Martin Landau for Tucker. We've had 2-way ties in the past, but this is the first 3-way tie.
Yeah, we had a 2-way tie last year, didn't we? In one of the actors categories?
I didn't think so. I think Cher won last year by herself for Moonstruck.
Okay. But, you know, you expect a film like Rain Man to garner nominations when it's done well, and Tucker to get nominations when when something like that is done well. But isn't it surprising the number of nominations for various awards that Married to the Mob has received?
Yes, it did very well in our group, got several nominations.
And, Dean Stockwell and Michelle Pfeiffer were both nominated. Stockwell's been nominated for an Oscar. That isn't normal for what basically is a comedy.
No, but we do get that. Like Tom Hanks is up for a comedy this year for an Oscar.
Yeah, it was a comedy with a little bit more than comedy, but Married to the Mob is pretty straight comedy.
Pretty straight comedy, but I think Dean Stockwell's been in film since he was a child actor. And I think he probably will go on to win the Oscar this year. He's been around some 40 years, 45 years.
Oh, I'm not denigrating his performance because it was a darn good one.
Of course, he was also in Tucker, too. He had a supporting role in that, so he had 2 films out. He played Howard Hughes in Tucker.
That's right, I had forgotten that. Tucker is a real favorite of mine this year, and the raw, upbeat films often get slighted by nominations, but not this time.
Not this time, not in our group.
Now, in 23 years, can you tell us some of the other awards we've given out that might surprise people?
Well, we've had a lot of surprising winners off and on over the years, and a lot of times we've been pretty much mainstream. Our first winner, incidentally, back 23 years ago for Best Picture was Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? But I'm trying to think if we've had any real big surprises over the year. I'd have to look through the list and just see if I can spot one.
And the winner is?
I'm still looking for something that's really not quite mainstream, but I know we've had them in the past. Oh, for instance, we had Michael Keaton one year for Best Supporting Actor for Night Shift, and he didn't get much recognition and didn't get an Oscar nomination at all.
Certainly started his career, though.
That's very true. Got him moving. One year we picked Brad Davis Best Actor for Midnight Express, and he got no recognition from any other group. One year we had George Segal for A Touch of Class, and ours was the only group. Joanne Woodward got it once for Effective Gamma Rays on Man in the Moon Marigolds. So we've had a few winners. Incidentally, Jodie Foster won once before our group back in 1976, got Best Supporting Actress for Taxi Driver.
Okay, and I notice on the page there it says that for Rocky, Sylvester Stallone was voted Best Actor.
He was, and he was nominated for an Oscar that year also.
And
he was I was thinking it was a tie for Best Actor that year, but I guess not.
And that was the year that Rocky was shut out for everything except Best Picture.
That's true.
Which is sort of a minor embarrassment to the Academy, I guess.
Well, John Avildsen got Best Director for Rocky that year, and Stallone lost the Oscar that year to Peter Finch, who was the first posthumous winner for Network.
Mm-hmm. So, the Kansas City Film Critics Circle doesn't always mirror the Oscars.
No, we do not.
Dr. James Lutzenheizer, thank you very much. We'll be back with more of Entertainment Spectrum. I'm Erwin K. Roberts, and we'll see you at the movies, among other places.